हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, कलये सुंदराकारं सदैव प्रियदर्शनम् अज्ञाननाशकं देवं सद्गुरुं मुरलीधरं मुरलीमण्डितकरकमलं मुनिजनमोहनं व्यत्यस्तपादं वनमालाधारिणं प्रेमभक्तमण्डल नित्यकीर्तितं श्रीप्रेमिकवरदम् आश्रयेऽहं गुरुवायूरप्पा शरणं, जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयात् इतरतश्चार्तेषु अभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः, तेजो वारिमृदां यदा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा दाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि, कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः, नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनः तं नमामि हरिं परं, बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्, श्रीहरये नमः श्रीहरये नमः, गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं गोविन्द गोविन्द, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। With immense grace of our Gurunatha, His Holiness Maharanyam Shri Shri Muralidhara Swamiji, by the Paramakripa of Madhuri Saki Sameda Premika Varada Thakurji, by the grace of Punnu Guruvayurappan, it is our great fortune to listen to Krishna Katha. Our Bhagavan has slayed Kamsa in the previous portion. We have seen up to chapter 45 that Bhagavan, who is so powerful, killed Kamsa, who has his strength of 1,000 elephants. He was easily able to break the divine bow, and then he killed the elephant Kuvalaya Peda. Then he killed the wrestlers Chanura and Mushtika. And now Bhagavan released his parents Devaki and Vasudeva, and then he bowed down to them and he received their blessings. And then Vasudeva performed thread ceremony for Bhagavan. Then Bhagavan went to Gurukula Vasa and learned 64 subjects from 64 days from Sandipani Guru. Then he gave his own dead son, he revived him back to life and gave him as Guru Dakshina to Sandipani Guru, and received blessings from his Guru. And then Bhagavan continues to live in Mathura and delight the inhabitants of Mathura. Mathura Nayaka, Prabhu Mathura Nayaka, Mathura Nayaka, Prabhu Mathura Nayaka, Mathura Nayaka Mangaladayaka Krishna Pahima, Mathura Nayaka Mangaladayaka Krishna Pahima, Karuna Sagara, Prabhu Karuna Sagara, Karuna Sagara, Prabhu Karuna Sagara, करुणासागर कामितफलता कृष्णा पाहि माम् करुणासागर कामितफलता कृष्णा पाहि माम् रासलोल प्रिया प्रभुरसिक महोत्सवा रासलोल प्रिया प्रभुरसिक महोत्सवा राधालोला रम्य सुचेला कृष्णा पाहि माम् राधालोला रम्य सुचेला कृष्णा पाहि माम् मथुरा नायका प्रभु मथुरा नायका मथुरा नायक मंगलदायक कृष्णा पाहि माम् मथुरा नायक मंगलदायक कृष्णा पाहि माम्. This way our Bhagavan is delighting the inhabitants of Mathura, and day after day life goes on. But Bhagavan one day calls his dear friend Uddhava and says, "Dear Uddhava, all the people in Vraja are suffering from intense viraha bhava, and they are pining for my presence, and they are in deep sorrow and grief because I left them. Please you go and assuage their grief, Uddhava." Like this, Bhagavan in chapter 46, he starts, Shri Shukauvacha Krishnīnām pravaro mantri Krishnasya daitasakha शिष्यो बृहस्पते साक्षात् उद्धवो बुद्धिसत्तमः तमाह भगवान् प्रेष्टं भक्तमेकान्तिनं क्वचित् गृहीत्वा पाणिना पाणिं प्रपन्नार्तिहरो हरिः गच्छोद्धव व्रजं सौम्य पितॄर्नौ प्रीतिमावह गोपीनां मद्वियोगादिं मत्सन्देशैर्विमोचय. Again Bhagavan, he sent Uddhava, Krishnīnām pravaro mantri. Bhagavan met Uddhava at the Gurukula at the time of studies. Bhagavan met Uddhava, and Uddhava is a disciple of Rishi Brihaspati, and he is now a minister for Bhagavan, and he is very well known among the Vrishnis, and he is very well known for his intelligence. So one day Bhagavan, he loved his friend and devotee Uddhava. So he says, "Oh Uddhava, you must go up to Gokula and you have to cheer my parents Nandagopa and Yashoda, and you also have to assuage the grief of the gopis as they are suffering from so much grief being separated from me. And so please take this letter and please convey my message to my friends the Gopas, then convey my message to my parents Yashoda and Nanda Baba, and also please give this letter to my dear Gopis and Radhe." Like this our Bhagavan sends Uddhava to Vraja. And so Uddhava, he's so blessed and he's a great devotee that he always is blessed to wear the clothes that Krishna has worn and given, and Uddhava would be wearing the same clothes. So he would wear the same pitambara that Bhagavan wore, he would wear the mala that Bhagavan wore, he would wear the same kirida, he would also wear the same ornaments, and he would dress exactly like Bhagavan. He also looked very handsome with long arms and beautiful, very radiant face and body. And so Bhagavan, he sent Uddhava, who looked so much similar, and he's such a great Bhagavata. So Bhagavan has sent Uddhava. He comes here about sunset. And what is the scene in Gokula at sunset? It's beautifully described in Bhagavata shlokas. And all the cows are returning after the grazing, and the whole place is filled with the dust of cows and the dust of the coming from the hooves of the bulls and the cows. and there are little cows are running here and there, and all the people are engaged in milking cows, and the sound of milking the cows and the sound of the cows and sound of the bulls are all heard everywhere. And then the rivers and lakes are full of beautiful lotuses, and the trees are all so heavy with fruits and flowers, and the grass is so fertile. Like this, in the beautiful scene of Gokula, where Krishna's kirtans are always sung everywhere. There is incense burning, the lamps are burning, and people are all singing the kirtans and praising Krishna always. So such beautiful place where Uddhava comes in his beautiful chariot, and as soon as the children see the chariot, they run to him. All the friends of Gopa, friends of Bhagavan, they run to him and they say, "Who are you? Who are you? Are you coming from Mathura? You look so much like our friend Krishna. How is our Krishna? We are not able to live without him. We are missing Krishna so much. Please tell us about him. How is he doing?" Like that, they beg our Uddhava, and Uddhava gives the letter given by Krishna to the Gopas. They are so delighted to hear from him. Bhagavan says, "I shall come here before long. I shall spend time with you. Please do not grieve. I'm doing well. You please take care of yourself. I'm never separated from you, even though I'm living in another place. My heart is always with you." Like this, our Bhagavan has written beautiful message for the Gopas. And then the Gopas are cheered up. And then our Uddhava goes to Nandagopa and Yashoda Mata. They are so delighted to see the beautiful Uddhava, who are almost looks like Krishna. They feel like their Krishna has come back, and so they bring him inside. They give him water to wash his feet, and they make sure all his travel fatigue is removed. They give him all kind of food varieties and make him comfortable. And then they inquire about Bhagavan. How is our Krishna doing? And they are so full of Viraha Bhava. Smaratam Krishna Vidyani Leela Panga Nidikshidam Asitam Vashitam Changa Sarvana Shithila Kriyaha. We are always remembering our Krishna. We are not able to do our day-to-day duties. All our work is slowed down, and because we are in constant memory of Krishna and his beautiful leelas, his beautiful eyes, his beautiful words, his beautiful speech, we cannot forget, and we are not able to do our day-to-day work. Our mind gets absorbed in Krishna. When we see the lakes here, when we see the forests over there, when we see the mountain Govardhana, when we see the places where he danced and where he sang, where he played flute, when we see his footprints everywhere, we are always reminded of Krishna. Sarichailavanodeshan Mukunda Padabhushidan Akrida Nikshamananam Manoyati Tatatmatam. All the places remind us of our Krishna Balram. How are they doing? Like this, full of Viraha Bhava. Our Nandagopa is asking about Bhagavan, and Nandagopa said that Krishna killed Kamsa so easily, that Kamsa, who has a strength of 1,000 elephants, he killed those big wrestlers, and he killed the elephant Kolayapida. He lifted the bow, which is like so huge, like the trunk of a big tree, and he just lifted it like an elephant would lift a stick, and he broke that bow with such utmost ease. Bhagavan has stood holding the mountain for 7 days. How many times he saved us, that Krishna. Like this, our Nandagopa says, our Gargacharya had come. He had predicted that Krishna Balram are divinities, and he had said, "You will cross all obstacles by their grace. Have firm faith in them." Like this, our Gargacharya had given predicted about Krishna Balram. Now I think about all this, and I'm not able to live without my Krishna. Like this, crying and crying and crying. Nandagopa could not speak anymore, and then like a huge river started flowing, of a river of tears only. It started flowing, and Nandagopa couldn't control himself. At the time, as Yashoda Mata heard all this, Yashoda Mata again and again hearing these descriptions from Nandagopa, her tears are flowing, and then her breasts are full of milk. And so there are two rivers coming, a river of milk and a river of tears from Yashoda Mata, who is not able to express, who is not able to control her emotion. And in deep viraha, she's crying, how are Krishna Balram doing? Do they even talk about us? Do they even remember us? Are they being taken care of in Mathura? How are they doing? Like this, our Yashoda Mata keeps asking about Uddhava. And then Uddhava is stunned to see the Prem Bhav of Nandagopa and Yashoda, and he says, oh great Yashoda and Nandagopa, you have attained universal friendship with that Bhagavan who is the supreme being. You two are the most blessed. Yuvam shlagyatamau nunam dehinamiha manada narayani akila gurau yatkrita madhiridrishi. You are able to fix your mind and intelligence on that supreme being in this bhava, in this prema bhava. You are most praiseworthy. Your mind has been so firmly fixed on Krishna Balram and the Supreme Lord. Krishna and Rama are the Purusha and Pradhana. They are the seed and the womb from where this universe has come. You may think they are your children, but they are Purusha and Pradhana. You are indeed most blessed that you have attained this great Bhakti Bhava to Bhagavan. Before soon, our Krishna will come back. He has given this message for you. Agamishatya dirghena kalena vrajam achyutah priyam vidasyade pitroho Bhagavan satvatam patihi. Bhagavan has promised that he shall soon come before long and he will again spend time with you. He is the protector of his devotees and he is the master of all greatness, and he will come back to Gokula and he will do what is pleasing to you. Be assured that your Krishna and Balrama are safe. They will soon come here. Like this, our Uddhava also beautifully consoled Yashoda Mata. It's a beautiful Geetam, Madhura Geetam composed by our Gurunagar. Premayin Rajyam Adhiradayin Rajyam Premayin Rajyam Adhiradayin Rajyam Premayin Rajyam Adhiradayin Rajyam Premayin Rajyam Radhayin Rajyam Premai Porumai Karunai Moonrum Premai Porumai Karunai Moonrum Oruru Kondado Radhayenum Peyaril Oruru Kondado Radhayenum Peyaril Premayin Rajyam Radhayin Rajyam Premayin Rajyam Radhayin Rajyam Premayayunde Premayay Parugi Premayil Valade Premayil Murgi Premayayunde Premayay Parugi Premayil Valade Premayil Murgi Premayai Unande Premayil Kadainde Premayai Unande Premayil Kadainde Premamaya Manavargal Bhattargal Tane Premamaya Manavargal Bhattargal Tane Premayin Rajyam Adi Radhayin Rajyam Premayin Rajyam Adi Radhayin Rajyam. Our Radha is full of premai to Bhagavan, and she is the very swarupam of premai, purumai and karunai. And so when the gopis see that a beautiful chariot is standing outside Nandagopa's house, and there is some visitor has come to Nandagopa's house, and so early morning they they are not able to continue their daily chores, and they come rushing to Nandagopa's house, and they see Uddhava. And when they see Uddhava, he looks almost like Bhagavan, and so they are very delighted somehow, but they are also being women. They are a little bit shy, but then they, giving up all their bashfulness, they approach Uddhava, and then they take him to a private place and they ask him everything about Bhagavan. So that is the next chapter, number 47. Tam Viksha Krishna Anucharam Vrajastriyah Pralamba Bahum Navakanjalochanam Pitambaram Pushkaramalinam Lasan Mukharavindam Animrishta Kundalam Shichismitaha Koyam Apicha Darshanaha Kutascha Kasyachudha Vesha Bhushanaha Itisma Sarvaha Parivavru Rutsukaha Tamuttama Shloka Padambujashrayam. So they all saw our Uddhava. He also looks so radiant and handsome like Krishna. So who is this handsome man? He's decorated just like our Achyuta. Where has he come from? Highly curious and smiling, they all gathered around him. And then they take him to a private place and they talk to him. And then they say, did Krishna send you here to just meet his parents? Did he even ask about us? That, that bond of holding relatives together, that bond is very strong. The bond of love for close relations and family is very strong, and it is even strong for so that even sages are not able to break that bond of family. Then family is so precious. So Krishna would have sent you to ask about his family. What about us? Did he even remember us? Did he even ask about us? When we are all just outsiders for him, isn't it? When there is friendship with others, it's just motivated. It's just transactional friendship, isn't it? Does he even remember us? He just left us before, after having enjoyment with us for some time. He just left us. He abandoned us and he left us. What do we mean to him like this? It's so much love and viraha bhava our gopis are asking, and then they are saying, a Vaishya, she would abandon her customer after getting the money from him. The population, the subjects, they desert the king. If the king is too weak to protect them, the subjects also desert that king. A student, after studying, the student will leave the Gurukula and go away. The priest will come and do the yaga for the Yajamana, and once they receive their fees, they also leave. The guests will come and stay in the house, and after staying for one day, they will leave. The birds will leave a tree after eating all the fruits. The birds will leave that tree. And the animals also run away from the forest when there is no water or when it is on fire. And just like that, a lover will desert his friends after he has enjoyed them. He will just desert them. Like this, our Krishna, after loving us, he just left us. Isn't that so? Like this, with so much grief, the gopis are asking Uddhava. And Uddhava, when he first saw our Radha, she's in a beautiful mountain top. There is a beautiful small like a beautiful cottage, Nikunj Bhavan, at the top of a hill. Our Radha is there, immersed in deep viraha. And the moment the gopis all bring Uddhava to Radha, And Uddhava, as soon as he saw Radhe, he is immersed in Prem Bhav, and seeing her face full of Mahabhav. Our Uddhava is stunned, and Uddhava does his stuti to Radhe. And Uddhava is just folding his hands and standing, because he has not seen such love to the divine being Bhagavan. He has never seen anything like this. So Uddhava is speechless, and he just looks at Radhe and does pranams to her. And then Uddhava hands over the letter given by Krishna to Radhe, and our Radhe is again immersed in deep viraha, and the tears are rolling from her. That Radhe, she's asking Uddhava, where is our Krishna? Where is our Krishna? How is he doing there? When will he come? How can we live without him, Uddhava? Why did he leave us and go? Again and again, as she is remembering Krishna, a honeybee comes near there. And as though talking to that honeybee, our Radhe is singing this beautiful Brahmara Geetam. This Radhe, the immersed in Mahabhava, where the body and the limbs are all separate, as her mind is deeply immersed in Prema. And so she's in that blissful Mahabhava Nele. And so she is singing to the honeybee as though it is sent by Krishna, and singing to that honeybee and saying, Madhupa kitava bandhu masprashangrim sapatnya kuchavilulita mala kungumashmashrubhina Vahatu madhupatistan maninina prasadam yadu sadasi vidamyam yasya dudastvamidrik madhupa kitava bandho. Oh Madhupa, oh honeybee, you are the friend of that unfaithful Krishna. Kitava bandho, you are the friend of that unfaithful Krishna. Do not touch us with your feet. Your feet, with all their whiskers, they have kunkuma on them. This kunkuma came from the garland that Krishna was wearing. Not only that, the garlands got the kunkuma as Bhagavan was embracing the rival women in Mathura. And so the kunkuma came from those women to Krishna's garland, and from there now this honeybee is carrying this kunkuma and trying to touch Radha's feet. Radha is telling, don't touch my feet. Your feet have all the kunkuma that came from Krishna, who was embracing our rival woman in Mathura. Do not touch me, do not touch me. Sakridadhara sudham swam mohinim payayitva sumanasaiva sadhyah tatyajesman bhavadrik paricharati kadam tatpadapatmam tu padma hyapibata kritacheta Uttama shloka jalpaihi. And so, how can we forget the beautiful rasa dance? How can we forget the honey dripping from his lips? How can we forget the beautiful times we had with him? Even Sri Devi, who is always at his lotus feet and serving his lotus feet, even she has been deceived by Bhagavan, as he is very, by his cunning talks. Even Sri Devi, who is always at his lotus feet, must have been deceived by him, because he is very skillful in speaking nice words. And so, but how can we leave him? He is the Uttama Shloka Jalpaihi. He is the Uttama Shloka. He is the very auspicious one who brings Mangalam to everyone who call his names. Such Krishna is the most beautiful and most auspicious one. How can we leave him? How can we live without him? Like this again and again. Devi bhuvi charasaya kastriyastat durapaha kapata ruchirahasa भ्रूविजृम्भस्य यास्युः चरणरज उपास्ते यस्य भूते वयं का अपि च कृपणपक्षे उत्तम श्लोक शब्दः. Again, Radha is saying, all the women in all the worlds will love that Bhagavan. He is so handsome, he is so beautiful. Which woman will not like him? When so many women are ready for him, why will he come and be with us? We are all after Lord, village women. And so, but how can we forget him as he's so precious? He is the Uttama Shloka. He is so famous as beautiful Leelas he performs, and he is so compassionate, and he is most loving, he is most delightful. But he's called Uttama Shloka, but he's really not so because he left us. Only if he cares for us, that name called Uttama Shloka will come true. Like that, when will our Krishna come? When will our Krishna come? Like this, with every shloka called in Brahmara Gita, our Radha is telling, we left everything for him, and he left us and went. And once people have heard the Katha of Krishna, once they hear his glorious Leelas, they are not able to perform in the same way in the world. Even the sages leave and renounce everything, and they go to the forest to do his dhyana. Yadanu charita leela karna piyusha viprute sakridadhana vidhuda द्वन्द्वधर्मा विनष्टः सपदि गृहकुटुम्बं दीनमुत्सृज्य दीना बहव इह विहङ्गाः भिक्षुचर्यां चरन्ति. Just by hearing about him, people renounce everything. They get rid of all their worldly attachment. They abandon their homes and fly and go about. That is the power of Krishna Leela. That is the power of his love. And so that Krishna, for him, we left all our family and we came, but he left and went. And so he's so unfaithful. When will he come? Like this, again and again, Radha is talking to the honeybee. Why are you still here? You came back? Why did you come back here? Priya Sakha Punaragaha Priyasa Preshita Kim Varaya Kim Anurunde Mananiyosi Menga Nayasti Katamihasma Dustyajadvandva Pashvam Satatamurasi Saumya Shirvaduhu Sakamaste. How is it that you came back again, oh honeybee? Did Krishna send you once again? What do you want? Please tell me. And will you take us take us to him? Will you take us by his side? Like this, all the gopis are pining and waiting for Krishna to return. And then finally she consoles herself, and Radha says, I hope our Krishna is doing well in Mathura. That is the difference. The gopi prema is at a different dimension. It is a different level. So the gopis, they only wish Krishna to be happy. There is no selfish desire. There is nothing they desire. They want Krishna to be happy. So the gopis, they say, how is our Krishna doing in Mathura? Api bhata madhu punyam arya putro dhunaste smarati sapitre gehan saumya bandhumscha gopan क्वचिदपि सकदानः किङ्करीणां गृणीते भुजम् अगुरु सुगन्धम् मूर्ध्न्यदास्य तदा नु. How is the dear one doing in Mathura? Does he still remember his father's house is here? Does he remember all the beautiful time we had together? Does the memory of his servants, us, does our memory come to him now and then? When shall we again have the privilege of smelling the sweet hands of our Bhagavan, that hands which are covered with sandalwood paste? When will we again have the blessing to see him like this with every word? The gopis with every shloka are begging Uddhava to tell more about Krishna. And Uddhava is stunned seeing this much prema bhava that is not seen in 3 worlds. Our Uddhava says this much prema, this much bhakti, it has been never heard, it has been never seen anywhere, it has never been heard. So such a blessing the gopis have, that they are blessed with this immense love for Bhagavan, this Mahabhava, this Prema Bhava, they are such love. Like this, Uddhava is stunned because he was very intelligent person, and this side of Prema and Bhakti, Uddhava is not seen. No one has ever heard of or seen this. And so our Radha is asking in the Narayanyam, Shriman kim tvam pitrajana kriti preshido nirdayena vasau kandu nagara sudrisha ahare nathapaya ashleshana amridavapushu andade chumbanana Unmadanam kuhakavachasam ismare kandakavam. This way our Bhagavan Uddhava asked about all this, then Uddhava is so stunned, and again Uddhava says, aha, how blessed are you that you are blessed with this Mahabhava to our Kandan. This Krishna Bhakti, it is only attained after serving Bhagavan for many janmas, by doing some dana, by observing vrata, by studying the scriptures, by doing some seva. After all this, one gets Krishna Bhakti. But how blessed are you that without any of this, you have attained this deep Mahabhava to our Bhagavan. So you are indeed blessed. Dana vrata tapohoma japa swadhyaya samyamaihi shreyobi vividaishanyaihi krishne bhaktirhi sadhyate bhagavat uttama shloke Bhavadibir anuttama bhakti pravartita drishtya muninamapi durlabha. But lo, even without any of this, you have attained extraordinary devotion. This devotion which is even rare among sages. And so Uddhava is stunned, and then he continues to remain in Gokula. Bhagavan had sent him to make inquiries, but our Uddhava could not leave. He had satsang with gopis and remained there for 6 months. And our gopis are showing all the places where our Krishna has portrayed in Vraj, all the places where divine leelas have happened. So our Uddhava is shown all this by our gopis. And then Sarit Vanagiridronir Vikshan Kusumitan Druman Krishnam Samsmarayan Reme Haridaso Vrajaukasa Drishtvaivamadi Gopinam Krishna Veshatma Viklavam Uddhava Parama Pritastanam Nidam Jagau. Uddhava, he was so delighted, he got satsang of the gopis, which none of the other great bhaktas, not Arjuna, not Bhishmacharya, not Vidura, not great bhaktas outside in Mathura, Dwaraka, never had this chance. Only Uddhava. Only Uddhava got the chance to have satsang of gopis. And so, seeing the rivers, seeing the lakes, the forests, the mountains, the caves, and all the trees in Vrindavana, where Krishna's boyhood leelas have happened. Our Uddhava goes to one place after another, and he's stunned and he's melting with devotion. Our Radhe has blessed Uddhava so that now he has a Apepata Prema Bhava. And so by Radha's blessing only, Uddhava got this premai. So Sarid Vana Giri Droni Vikshan Kusumitandruman Krishnam Samsmarayan Reme Haridaso Vrajaukasam. This when Uddhava saw this bhakti and this premai, he did not wish to go anywhere. This is satsang is even better than being with Krishna himself. So he continued to stay there, and then he does prayer and says, wow, such bhakti, oh gopis, oh Radhe, I bow down to you. And so, Eta param tanubrido guvi gopavadho govinda eva nighilatmani ruda bhavaha vanchanti yad bhavabhiyo munayo vayam cha kim brahma janmabhir ananta katharasasya. So he says the gopis are the people who have really attained the purpose of human birth. Because for them, in them is present the deep-rooted Mahabhava to Govinda. Govinda, who is the soul of all, who is the Atma in all of us. This Prema Bhava, this Mahabhava is indeed the fulfillment of life. And this is what all people everywhere actually seek. Whether it be the liberation seekers, the people who actually want moksha, this is even higher than that. And the people who want sages, or all the bhaktas, we bhaktas, all of us, vanchanti yad bhavabhiyo, people who are afraid of samsara and want moksha, even this Mahabhava is difficult for them to attain. Munayo, all the sages, even doing tapas for millions of years, even for them, this Mahabhava is difficult to attain. And Vayam, we all bhaktas, Uddhava says, we all wish to attain this bhava, this Mahabhava that our gopis have. So I bow down to the dear Radhe, I bow down to all the gopis like this. Our Radhe blesses Uddhava, and she gives two beautiful lotuses that were given by Chandra Bhagavan at the time of Rasa. It was given to Radhe. Radhe says, give these two lotuses to my Lord in Mathura. Give, and they gave so many gifts and say, give all this to our Krishna, and let our Krishna be well. Wherever he is, let our Krishna be well. Like this, our Yashoda Mata says, we are not calling him to come here, let him be over there, let him be well, let we wish him all long life, and we give him Ashirvada and blessings. Like this, our gopis and Yashoda, all of them give message, and Uddhava is stunned, and then he says, Vande Nanda Vrajastrinam Padarenum Abhikshnashah Yasam Harikatodgitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam. I bow down to the dust of the feet of the gopis. I salute again and again the dust of the feet of the women of Vraj. And then the loud kirtan of Krishna Leela is purifying the entire universe. Punati Bhuvanatrayam. Yasam Harikatodgitam, their beautiful kirtans are the one everywhere, even now. They are purifying the entire universe. Therefore, I bow down to the gopis. Like this, Uddhava bows down, and he comes back and he gives does namaskaram to Krishna and conveys everything. And Bhagavan is so pleased to hear. And Bhagavan is pleased that our gopis there, they are consoled by Uddhava. And then beautiful chapter 47 is finished. Now we are coming to the other Leelas, number 48th chapter. Our Bhagavan had promised Kubja, remember the girl who had come with beautiful sandalwood paste and offered various fragrant substances to Bhagavan and pleased him. And Bhagavan removed her her crookedness outside and made her a beautiful woman. That woman, Sairandri, has been waiting to receive Bhagavan in her house every day, day after day. She has been decorating herself, decorating her house, and waiting for Krishna to come. And so today, Bhagavan and taking Uddhava with him, Bhagavan goes to her house. And so this is the chapter number 48. Shri Shukauvacha Atavijnaya Bhagavan Sarvatma Sarvadarshanaha Sairandrya Kamataptaya Priyamichan Griham Yayo Mahanvopaskarairadhyam Kamopayopabrinhitam Muktadama Padakabihi Pitana Shayanasanehi. So Bhagavan came to a house. Her house is very well decorated, and she is receiving Bhagavan with so much excitement. And then Bhagavan comes inside, and she gives Bhagavan good food, and then Bhagavan takes her to the inner apartment and gives her all the joy that she has been seeking. And then Bhagavan says, "Ask me a boon." But this Sairandri, since her bhakti has not developed much, she's not had satsanga, and therefore she's not able to ask what one should ask when Bhagavan is nearby. What should one ask? To ask the right thing also, we need satsanga. We need a good bhaktas association. Only then we know what is good for us. However, our Sairandri, being so self-absorbed in her own beauty and her own interest, she did not ask the correct thing. So even Sage Shuka is saying she's indeed unfortunate woman. Saivam Kaivalyanadam tam prapya dushprapamishwaram Angaragarpanenaho Durbagedam Ayachata. Durbaga Chulitar. He says she is indeed unfortunate woman, having attained that Kaivalyanadha, that Bhagavan who is the master of our spiritual destiny, that Bhagavan who is the Lord of all of us, for getting him by some punya, she has got Bhagavan, but she's indeed unfortunate that she did not ask the right boon. This is the difference between the gopis and the other women in Mathura. The gopi also love Bhagavan as their consort, as their lover, everything, but see the prema bhava of the gopis, and where is the prema bhava of other city women like Sairandri. So Shuka says, she is indeed a Durbaga, did not ask for moksha, did not ask for seva, did not ask for bhakti. Instead, she is asking, may I have some more days in your company, she asked. May I have some more time in your company? Like this, she asked, Duraradyam Samaradhya Vishnum Sarveshwareswaram Yo Vrinite Manograhyam Asatvat Kumanishya. It's very difficult to make please Bhagavan, to worship Bhagavan and propitiate Bhagavan and have the blessing from Bhagavan, but having somehow got Bhagavan, got Krishna. If one prays for mere bodily satisfaction, what is the use? And so like this, our Shukacharya says, Sairandri indeed was very unfortunate. So Bhagavan again spent more days with her in her company, and they had a son, and his name is Upashloka, and Narada Muni blessed him and taught him the Satvada Samhita called Pancharatra. And so that Grantha and its teachings were revealed by Upashloka, the son of Sairandri and Bhagavan. So something good happens out of that also. And then our Bhagavan also visits the house of Akrura as he had promised the other day. And Akrura is delighted to welcome Krishna Balram to his house. And then he gives them all hospitality, and then he says, our house is purified, our ancestors are happy, my life has attained its purpose, and oh God, Krishna, we are indeed grateful to you. Your visit is so purifying, even more purifying than all the Tirtha Stalas. It is more purifying than going to holy places. It's more purifying than worshipping you in images made of stone or clay. It's more purifying than worshipping devas. It's more purifying than doing yagas. Your darshan, it is immediately beneficial. It gives immediate benefit. Nahyam mayani tirthani na deva mrichilamayah te purantyuru kalena darshana deva sadhavaha. Bhagavan is saying this shloka. Bhagavan is saying tirtha stalas. Nahyam mayani tirthani. The tirtha stalas. Yes, they do purify, but you have to go, take so much effort to go to Tirtha Sthala and bathe and everything. And so it is. It's not going to purify and remove the underlying vasanas. It will purify for the time being in the outer level, but the deep-rooted vasanas still remain. And also the worship made to divine images, Nahyam mayani tirthani na deva mrichilamayah. All the worship we do to other devatas and gods also purify slowly, but te punantyuru kalena darshana deva sadhavaha, but immediately the darshan of holy man, the darshan of a bhakta, it gives immediate purity, and our life is transformed immediately with the association of a Mahan. Bhagavan, Bhakti, Bhagavan, Bhakta, and Guruvayurappan are all one. The Bhakta is the one who has, realized Bhagavan. Such a Mahan who is a Bhakta or who is a Guru, they are all one. Bhakti, Bhagavan, Bhakt, and Guru, they are all one. So if we are blessed to have the association of such a Mahan, then we get purified immediately and it starts our transformation immediately. So our Bhagavan is telling this sloka, Nahyam mayani tirthani na deva mrichilamayah te punanturu kalena darshana deva sadhavaha. In Kali Yuga, even Mahans take avatara again and again. Many avatara purushas, they take avatara and come and live on earth for our sake, to teach us and to redeem us and to uplift us. So if we are blessed to have the satsang of a Mahan, then we get immediately purified and our life starts the transformation and we attain bhakti very fast. So the association of Mahan is so precious. Who is saying? Bhagavan. Bhagavan is telling Akrura like this. And then Bhagavan tells Akrura to go to Hastinapura and inquire about the condition of the Pandavas, as all the news Bhagavan is getting about the Pandavas. He's sending Akrura, bring me back all the news about the Pandavas. So Akrura is sent to Hastinapura. Sakatva Hastinapuram Pauravendra Yashongidam Dadarsha Tatrambikeyam Sabhishmam Viduram Pritham Saputram Chabaligam Bharadwajam Sagautamam Karnam Suyodanam Draunim Pandava Suhrudo Paran. Akrura went to Hastinapura, and in Hastinapura he met great leaders like Bhishmacharya, Dhritarashtra, Vidura, Kunti Devi and others. He met Balika, his son Somadatta, he met Drona, Ashwatthama, Kripacharya, Karna, Duryodhana, sons of Pandu like the Pandavas and all the others. So he met all of them, Akrura mixed with all of them. And then the Pandavas are facing so much difficult times as Duryodhana is again and again trying to kill them in some form or another. He tried to burn them in the wax palace. He banished them to the forest by after playing a game of dice and cheating them and mixing with his uncle Shakuni. Duryodhana is finding various ways to cheat the Pandavas, and somehow usurped the kingdom. And then Draupadi was insulted in the assembly hall. All this news has come, and so Akrura tries to tell Dhritarashtra that he should, discipline his son, and he should make friends with the Pandavas and divide the land equally to both Pandavas and Kauravas. And so he's trying to give good advice to Dhritarashtra. However, Dhritarashtra says, whatever you are saying is correct, but my mind is attached to my son Duryodhana. I'm not able to listen to your advice, Vidura, like this. So Vidura's counsel didn't go anywhere. Akrura's counsel. So Akrura comes back and reports everything to Bhagavan. And then in the next chapter, again we see the fight with Jarasandha. Jarasandha is very powerful king. He had Kamsa's daughters were married to Jarasandha. And when Kamsa was killed, he is furious, Jarasandha. So he's attacking Bhagavan again and again. He has attacked Bhagavan. Every time Bhagavan will, defeat him, but he will let him free. So Jarasandha will go back, but all his battle, Bhagavan will win, but Jarasandha will be let go. He will not kill Jarasandha. So many times this has happened. Asti praptischa kamsasya mahishav baradarshava amrite bhattali dukkate yatusma pitur grihan pitre magadarajaya jarasandhaya dukkide vedayan chakradu sarvam atmavaidavya karanam. So Kamsa had two wives, Asti and Prapti. So when their husband died, Kamsa was killed. Jarasandha's daughters were married to Kamsa. And so when Kamsa was killed, they ran to their father's house in sorrow. And so our Jarasandha is furious that Krishna killed my daughter's husband. So is extremely angry, and so he tries to again attack Bhagavan. And Bhagavan, so many times Jarasandha has attacked again. A fierce battle starts always, and then Bhagavan again fights very, very great description of the fight is all described here in all these shlokas in chapter number 50. And Bhagavan and Balramji give a huge fight to Jarasandha, and finally they defeat Jarasandha. All his army is killed and all his treasure is taken away, and Balramji is about to tie him up and kill him. Bhagavan says, let him go. So again once more his life was spared, but his army is annihilated, and Jarasandha, he returns back to his capital. He's very dejected. He's not able to kill the Yadava army who are invincible. Bhagavan along with the Yadava army are invincible. Nobody can defeat the Yadavas because Bhagavan is their leader. And so Jarasandha again, he went back. Now again, another 17th time, over 17 times this way, over 18th time, Jarasandha is about to attack. At that time, Narada summons another enemy called Kalayavana. And Kalayavana, he's provoking him, you should also attack Krishna Balram. Kalayavana is looking for an enemy who is a match for him. He says he's very powerful. He has 3 crores of soldiers. So Kalayavana is waiting to fight with the enemy who is his equal. So Narada says, Krishna Balrama, you are equal. You can have a fight with them. So Kalayavana and Jarasandha both are planning to attack at the same time. So Bhagavan, he's thinking, if Kalayavana is while I'm fighting with Kalayavana, if at the same time Jarasandha comes, he will kill all my people. So I need to save our people right now. So thinking like this, Bhagavan immediately created another city called Dwaraka, which is under the ocean. And he transported all the people from Mathura to Dwaraka by his yoga maya. Iti sammantra Bhagavan Durgam Dvadasha Yojanam Anda Samudre Nagaram Kritsnadbudam Achikarat. Very beautifully, Bhagavan made a wonderful, attractive city in the middle of the ocean. It is of, about 100 miles in radius, and it is under the ocean and beautiful place Bhagavan has. It is, he built the Dwaraka, and you have to cross the sea, and it's in the middle of the sea. And there he built a beautiful city. And Vishwakarma, the architect, has come and decorated the city, and all the devas come and give gifts to this Bhagavan. Like we buy one house, and our friends will bring housewarming gifts. Here, the devatas are all sending gifts to Bhagavan. Indra gives the Parijata tree and beautiful plants and beautiful things. Indra sends, Varuna Bhagavan sends so many white horses, and Kubera is sending lot of treasures, and our Vishwakarma, the architect, has designed the city, and so beautiful Dwaraka Nagaram is established in the middle of the ocean, and all the people of Mathura are magically transported to Dwaraka overnight. And so our Bhagavan again protects the inhabitants, again protects his clan, his people. Bhagavan protects them, and he makes sure all are safe, and then takes off all are in Dwaraka, all are safe. Now Bhagavan, he tries to tackle this Kalayavana. So Bhagavan, he goes alone to fight with Kalayavana, no army. So Bhagavan comes out of the city, and Kalayavana says, this Krishna, where is his army? He's going to come alone to fight with me. So Kalayavana is also provoked, and then he starts following Krishna, and Krishna starts running. This is very unique way Bhagavan is dealing with Kalayavana. It's a beautiful chapter, number 51. Sri Shukauvacha Tam vilokya vinishkrantam ujjihanam ivodupam darshaniya tamam shyamam pita kausheya vasasam Shrivasa vaksha sambrajat kaustubha mukta kandaram Pritu dirgha chaturbahum navakanjarunikshanam Nitya pramudidam Srimat Sukapolam shuchismitam Mukhara vindam vibranam Spuran makara kundalam Vasudevo yayamidi Kumar Srivatsalanjana Chaturbhujo Aravindaksho Manamalyati Sundaraha. Our Kalayavana is getting darshan of Bhagavan like this. He saw Krishna coming out of the city all alone, and he's so handsome like the rising moon, and the blue complexion of Bhagavan like a blue lily, and wearing beautiful pitambara, and having the very bright Srivatsa Maru on the chest, and wearing shiny Kaustuba Mani on his neck. And he has beautiful 4 arms and powerful arms, and having reddish eyes, and Bhagavan with lotus like eyes, with beautiful sharp nose, with lotus like lips, with the face that is so cheerful and smiling. He comes out like this, and our Kalayavana says, yes, this is how Narada had described him to me. This must be that Krishna. And so Kalayavana tries to catch him and capture him, but every time Bhagavan starts running, and Kalayavana starts following him, and every time he would think, I'm almost caught him, I'm almost there, but Krishna would escape. This way they ran and ran and ran, and Krishna took him to a big deep cave, and in that big cave Bhagavan enters inside, and inside that cave Bhagavan disappeared. Kalayavana entered, and he saw somebody lying on the ground sleeping, and then he thought, this must be Krishna, he's pretending to be asleep now after running so much, and he just kicked him. The moment he kicked, that person opened his eyes in anger, And when the angry eyes fell on him, the Kala Yavana immediately was burnt to ashes and he died. And the moment the angry glance fell on the Yavana, a flame of fire emanated from his body and burnt the Kala Yavana to ashes. Satavat tasya rushtasya drishtipatena bharata dehajena agnina dagdo bhasmasat abhavat kshanat. At the very moment our Kala Yavana died. So this way Bhagavan tackled Kala Yavana. He was not so blessed to get death from Krishna's hands. But the moment the other person who was sleeping put his angry glance, the Kala Yavana was born. Who is this other person? Saichwakukule jato mandhatre tanayo mahan Muchukunda idikyado brahmanya satya sangaraha Sayachita suraganai indradhyatmarakshane Asurebhyaha paritrastai tadraksham sokarochiram. This is Mandhata's son Muchukunda, and he was sleeping here for many yugas have passed. Back in Satya Yuga, it seems he had helped the Devas win battles. He was a very valiant king, very parakramashali, very powerful, and even Devas would seek his help to fight wars. And so Muchukunda helped them. And then after many battles, Muchukunda, Indra said, now we have Skanda to help us. So now you can go back. But you have helped us so much, you please ask a boon. I can give you any boon, but I cannot give you moksha. That only Sri Hari can give. But please ask me any boon. Muchukunda says, now all my family have all died. What boon I need? I just need little bit rest. Since I've been fighting so long, I'm very tired. I just need some sleep. So Indra says, so be it. You go to this cave and you sleep. And nobody will disturb you. You can sleep for a number of years. Many yugas have passed. And then he says, when you wake up, if somebody wakes you up, and when your glance falls on them, they will be burnt to ashes. So like this, Indra gave the boon. So here it is Muchukunda who was sleeping so much. And so now after killing Kala Yavana is dead. Bhagavan comes and stands there in front of Muchukunda. And the moment Muchukunda sees Krishna and he is stunned by this beauty, who is this Guruvayurappan standing in front of me? Who are you? Muchukunda just he woke up from sleep and he's having darshan of Bhagavan. He never did so much tapas like Dhruva to get darshan of Bhagavan. He just woke up from sleep and he's having darshan of Bhagavan. He saw the divine form. Tamalokya ghanashyamam pidakosheya vasasam Srivatsa vakshasam brajat kaustubena virajitam Chaturbhujam rochamanam Vaijayandya chamalaya Charu prasannavadanam Spuran makara kundalam Prekshaniyam nalokasya Sanuragasmidekshanam Apicha vayasammattam Brigendrodara vikramam Paryaprichan mahabuddhihi Tejasa tasya darshidaha Shankita shanakairaja Durdarsham iva tejasa. Such a beautiful form. Muchukunda is asking, who are you? Who am I seeing before me? In this mountain, in this dark cave, who has come here? Are you that Bhagavan Shri Krishna? And so Bhagavan has to introduce himself. And such a beautiful shloka, Janma Karma Abhidhanani Santi Menga Sahasrashaha Na Shakyanti Anusankyatum Anantatvan Mayapihi. How can I describe then my number of janmas? My avatars are endless. Hari Anant, Hari Katha Ananta. No matter how many times we narrate Hari Katha, it is never over. It is, Hari Katha is infinite. Shri Hari is infinite. His avatars are infinite. So Bhagavan is telling, Kochit Rajamsi Vimame Parthivyam Yuru Janmabihi Guna Karma Vidanani Gadanani Name Janmani Karhichiti. It may be possible to count the particles of dust on this planet in the course of many births, but cannot count the number of my births or the number of avatars I have taken. Great rishis try to compute the number of my births. They try to understand my embodiments in the past, in the present and future, but they have not succeeded still in completing their calculation. But still, I will tell you who I am now. I have taken embodiment in the house of Vasudeva and Nandaki, Devaki, and I have been raised by Yashoda Mata and Nandagopa, and now I am in I am Mathura, and now I am in Dwaraka, and now I just killed have had the Kala Yavana killed by you. Kalatrayopapannani janma karmani me nrapa anukramanto naivantam gachanti paramarshayah tadapyatyadanyanga shrunushva gatato mama Itnyapito virinchena puraha dharmaguptaye bhumed bharayamananam asuranam kshayayacha. I have taken avatara to remove the burden of this earth and to rid the earth of all the vast number of asuras who are born as men. And then Muchukunda does a beautiful stuti to Bhagavan. Vimohitoyam jana isha mayaya Twadiyaya twam na bhajatyanarthadrik Sukhaya dukkha prabhaveshu sajjade Griheshu yoshit purushascha vanchitaha. All the helpless men are immersed in this samsara. They are being infatuated by your Maya, Krishna, and they fail to understand the true nature of things. They fail to worship you. They cheat themselves by searching for happiness everywhere, whereas real happiness exists in you and in association of bhaktas, association of your bhaktas. But men fail to realize this, and they get deeper and deeper in being infatuated by your Maya. Krishna, please give me a chance. Please give me satsanga. Please give me a chance to be your dasa. Like this, bhava pavargo brahmato yada bhave janasya tarkyachuda satsamagamaha satsangamo yahi tadaiva sadgado paravareshe tvai jayate matihi. So jivas who are going round and round in this samsara, they will get associated with satsanga, with holy men when at the end of their cycle, at the end of the cycle. And when they obtain such association, only then they will reach you. And so this satsanga is most precious. When they get this satsanga of Mahapurusha, then only they start realizing the delight in doing bhakti. They start being attracted to you only after association of a Mahan. So give me association of Mahan, give me satsanga, give me the company of your devotees. This is the most beautiful prayer. Our Kubja, the Sairendri, did not know what to ask. Muchukunda is asking the correct way. Bhava pavargo brahmato yada bhave janasya tarhya chuda sat samagamaha sat sangamo yarhi tadaiva sadgado paravareshe tvai jayate matihi. Only after coming to satsanga, our mind starts turning towards you. Until then, it goes outside and outside into the world, searching for happiness. So he says, give me satsanga, Guruvayurappa. And then another beautiful shloka, na kamaye anyam tava pada sevanat akinchana pratyatamatvaram vivo aradya kastvam hyapavargadam hare pranita aryo varamatma bandhanam. I do not ask for any boon. I do not need any material possessions. I only ask your seva. I ask the blissful service of your lotus feet. I want to be able to serve you and serve your bhaktas. After getting you, who would ask for worldly material things? அதெல்லாம் துச்சம் கிருஷ்ணா. எனக்கு இனிமே உன்னோட அசோசியேஷன், உன்னோட சங்கம், and have a chance to serve you in some form or another. That is what I seek, Krishna. And so Bhagavan is pleased when he is asking like this, Vicharasva mahim kamam maya veshita manasah asteva nityada tubhyam bhaktir mayana paini. Bhagavan blessed him with that. He says, go about anywhere with your mind absorbed in me. I bless you to have unshakable, unflinching devotion to me. And so our Muchukunda is blessed. He said, Bhagavan said, after exhausting all your karma in this birth, you will again have one more birth. You will be born as a beautiful, in a beautiful Brahmana, and you will have supreme love to me, and the path of bhakti will again flourish because of your janma. So like this, Janman Yanantare Rajan Sarvabhuta Sukritamaha Bhutva Dvijavarastvam Vai Mamupaishasi Kevalam. In another birth, you will again be born as a Brahmana with love for everyone, and you will be a great bhakta, and by your bhakti, many people will be saved. And so like this, Bhagavan blessed Muchukunda. And it is this Muchukunda who is supposed to be reborn as Narsi Mehta in the year 1400s. He was born in Junagadh in Gujarat, and the beautiful Bhakta Charitra of Narsi Mehta is very wonderful. And so he immersed and flooded Gujarat with the Bhakti Bhav. And Bhakti was again revived in Gujarat because of the kirtans and devotion shown by Narsi Mehta, and so many people were able to attain Krishna Bhakti because of Narsi Mehta. So this way, chapter 51 is finished. Now we come to the most beautiful Leela in Krishna Avatara, the Rukmini Vivaha. 3 chapters, 52, 53 and 54 describe the Rukmini Vivaha episode. So again, Sri Shuka Uvacha Ittam Sonu Grihitonga Krishnene Chvaku Nandanaha Tam Parikramya Sannamya Nischakrama Guhamugade Savicha Chullakan Madhyan Pashun Virut Vanaspatin Matva Kaliyugam Praptam Jagama Dishamuttaram. So Muchukunda now went, after getting darshan of Bhagavan, Muchukunda starts wandering, and then the rest of the karma is exhausting. And so Muchukunda went away. Now Jarasandha, remember, 2 people were going to attack at the same time. Kala Yavana is tackled and dead. Now Jarasandha, Bhagavan has to again tackle again. Bhagavan and Balramji are, Jarasandha is coming after them and attacking them. Bhagavan and Balramji climb up a top of a hill, and they jump from the top of the mountain and they escape. And Jarasandha sets fire to the mountain, but before that, Bhagavan and Balramji run away. It is as though they run away from battle. And that's why Bhagavan is called Ranchor Bhagavan. This way also Bhagavan will fight. So he ran away and from the battle, and Jarasandha is forced to go back. And so again another life is spared. And then next it will be actually Bhima who will kill Jarasandha. That will come in another chapter. So now, after narrating all this, our Shukacharya is telling Parikshit, Anartativari Shriman Raivato Revatim Sudam Brahmana Chodida Pradhat Bala Yedi Puroditam. Our Shuka Maharshi is telling Parikshit, Balramji married the princess of the land of Anarthas, Raivata. The king Raivata offered his daughter Revati to Balramji. So Balramji married Revati. So after Anna's marriage, now it is Bhagavan Krishna's marriage. So Shuka is telling our Krishna married Rukmini. And so Parikshit is asking, please tell all about our Krishna's marriage. Bhagavan Bhishmaka Sudam Rukmini Ruchirananam Rachasena Vidhanena Upayema Idishudam. Bhagavan Shrotumichami Krishnasya Tejasaha Yata Magadashalvadin Jitva Kanya Upaharate. How did Bhagavan marry our Rukmini Devi by Rakshasa Vidhi? Tell about all this. So Bhagavan, Sri Shuka is narrating. Rajasi Bhishmako Nama Vidarbhadipatir Mahan Tasya Pancha Bhavan Putraha Kanyeka Chavaranana. Raja Bhishmaka, the king of Vidarbha, had 5 children, 5 sons, and also a daughter. He had 5 sons and a daughter. Rukmagrajo, Rukmarado, Rukmabahuranantaraha, Rukmakesho, Rukmamali, Rukminyesham Swasasati. 5 sons and 1 daughter. So Pashuttya Mukundasya Rupa Virya Gunashriyaha Grihagate Giyamanaha Tammene Sadrisham Patim. For a long time, our Narada Muni has visited the palace of King Vidarbha and told about all the Krishna Leelas. See how Narada is everywhere. Narada Muni is only like the important character. Where Kamsa was to be killed, it is Narada Muni. When Kubara and Manigriva were to be redeemed, it was Narada Muni. Where our Kalayavana was to be killed, it was Narada Muni. So everywhere our Narada Muni plays important role. So here in the young age itself, Narada Muni has been telling Krishna Katha to Rukmini, little girl, and she has been growing like this, hearing Krishna Katha. And the love for Krishna has been growing in her heart for years, so many years. So she secretly loves Bhagavan Krishna. And so Tam Buddhi Lakshana Udadya Rupa Shila Gunashraya Krishnascha Sadrishim Bharya Samudvodum Manodade. So Rukmini Devi resolved in her mind to marry Bhagavan. Bhagavan too liked her. Bhagavan too decided she is an equal based on her extraordinary beauty and her good character and her intelligence and her family status and her generosity, such auspicious qualities. Tam Buddhi Lakshana Udadya. She has very intelligent. She has beautiful, auspicious features. She is very generous person. She is very beautiful to look at. She has a wonderful character. She has beautiful qualities. So all this character and the qualities matches Bhagavan's. So Bhagavan also likes her. So all the relatives wanted to give her in marriage to Bhagavan only, but Rukmi, there is a thorn in the family called Rukmi, who is against this, and he has arranged her marriage with Shishupala. And so Rukmini Devi is tormented and saying, how can I convince my family? I only want to marry Krishna. So, but Rukmini is so arrogant and stubborn that she is not able to convince. So she secretly invites a Brahmana and writes a letter and sends a letter to Bhagavan. Gives the letter to Brahmana, who takes it to Bhagavan, Santushto, and so the Brahmana comes and Rukmini Devi gives a letter, and Brahmana comes to Dwaraka and gives the message, and Bhagavan, he welcomes this Brahmana and says, are you content with what you are getting by performance of your daily scriptural duties, by performing your priestly duties? Are you getting enough money, enough for your livelihood? Are you contented with it? And are you able to perform your swadharma? And are all your needs met? Like this, our Bhagavan is inquiring to the Brahmana. Santushto yarhi varteta brahmano yena kena chide ahiyamana swadharma sahyasya kila kamaduk Vipran swalabha santushtan sadhun bhuta suhrittaman nirahankarana shanta namasye shirasa sakrit. Bhagavan says, I salute again and again those Brahmanas who are satisfied with what they get, who are devoted to their swadharma, who are friendly to all beings, who are free from selfishness, and who are in a peaceful state with their minds always absorbed in me. If a Brahmana is like this, he brings good to the whole world. And such Brahmanas I salute again and again. This way Bhagavan is asking the Brahmana. And then our Brahmana says, I brought a Sandesha from Rukmini, the princess of Vidarbha here. And then he gives it. Our Bhagavan opens the note, and beautifully 7 shlokas are written by Rukmini Devi. Shutva gunan bhuvana sundara shinvatam te nirvisha kanna vivadai haratonga tapam rupam drisham drishimadama kilatalabam tvayachyuta vishadi chittamapatrapam me. Shutva gunan, hearing about your glories, Krishna, my mind is absorbed in you. My mind has left me and it has gone to you now. Hearing your glories again and again. And as we hear Krishna Katha, it generates so much bliss in the inside. And hearing about your form, hearing about your gunas, hearing about your lovely charitra, my mind is drawn to you. And the very purpose of my life is to see you. And so, Rupam Drisham Drishimadama Kilatalabam Tvayachyuta Vishati Chittamapatrapam me. My whole mind is absorbed into yours, and so please accept me. I wish to be your wife like this again. Katva mukunda mahati kulashila rupa vidyavayo dravina dama viratma tulyam dirapatim kulavati na vrinita kanya kalendra simha nara loka mano viramam. Therefore, I have any girl who is of marriageable age will like to be united with you, will like to marry you, as you are most virtuous. And I also match you in nobility of birth, kula, sheela. I match you in nobility of birth, in good character, in beauty of form, in education, in age, in vice, and in all our wealth, and in fame and glory. I also match you well, and therefore I wish to marry you. And again, Tanme Bhavan Kaluvrita Patiranga Jaya Atmarpitascha Bhavadotra Vibho Videhi Ma Veera Bhagam Abhimarshadu Chaidyaran Gomayuvan Mrigapade Balimambujaksha. I have therefore chosen you as my husband. I have offered myself to you. Please accept me as your wife. Tanme Bhavan Kaluvrita Patiranga Jayam Atmarpitascha Bhavadotra Vibho Videhi. I have offered myself to you wholeheartedly. Do not let the king of Chedi, Shishupala, take me. It would be like a jackal taking away the share of a lion if you let him take me. He's the jackal, but you are the lion, and I am yours. So you please come and take me. And then again she says, Purteshta datta niyama vrata deva vipra gurvarchanadi viralam bhagavan pareshah aradido yadi gada grajayetya panim grinadu mena damagosha sutadayonye. If I have done any good karma, if I have done any punya, by worship of the Purteshta, Datta, Niyama, Vrata, like this. If I have done, good Vrata, if I have given good Dana, if I have done your puja, if I have done seva to Brahmanas and the elders and my teachers, if I have accumulated any punya by all this, may you be my husband, you please come and take my hand. Like this again. Another shloka, Shobha Vinitwamajitodvahane Vidarbhan Gupta Sametya Pritana Pati Visparitaha Nirmatya Chaidya Magadendra Balam Prasakya Mam Ratchasina Vidinodvaha Vidya Shulkam. If you are thinking how you can come and in the palace when so many people are guarding and so many relatives and so many people are there, how you will come and take me? If you are thinking like that, I will tell you, The day before the wedding, there will be a beautiful procession going to the temple of Mother Parvati Devi, our family deity, that temple which is right outside our palace. There will be a procession going to offer worship to her, and I will be in the procession, and I will be going there to pray to her. At that time, you please come and take me away by force. After vanquishing all the other kings who have assembled there, after killing all of them, you take me away by force. And Virya Shulkam, your heroism is the bridal money. This way, you please come and take me by your heroism. And then again, another shloka, Anda Purantarachari Mani Hatya Bandhun Twamudbahe Katamiti Pravadam Upayam Purve Durasti Mahadi Kuladevi Yatra Yasyam Bahinnavavadu Girijamupeyate. And so she is telling, you can come and take me as I will be in the procession, and it will be easy for me to abduct me at that time. And then Yasyangi Pangajara Jasnapanam Mahando Vanchan Tumapati Rivatma Tamopahatyai Yaryam Bujakshana Labheya Bhavat Prasadam Jahyamasun Vrada Krishan Shata Janma Bisyad. He's saying, she's saying, I shall wait for you. I shall again and again do worship to you. If you do not come, I shall deprive myself of all food and observe vrata and ignore all the body, and I'll just do vrata and abandon my life by fasting and other austerities and tapas. I shall not survive if you do not come and take me. I shall again and again do this seva and tapas until I attain you. Even it may take hundreds of births, but I will do your tapas and I will attain you. Like this, our Rukmini Mata wrote 7 shlokas and sent to Brahmana. The moment Bhagavan saw the letter, Bhagavan says, I too am in love with her. I shall surely go and abduct her. Like this, Sri Shuka Uvacha Vaidarbhya Satu Sandesham Nishamya Yadu Nandanaha Pragrihya Panina Panim Prasannidam Abravite. Bhagavan is pleased, smiling and telling, Tatahamapi tachitto nidram na chalabhe nishi vedaham rukmina dveshan mamodbhaho nivaridaha tamanaishya unmathya rajanya pasadan mridi matparamanavadyangi veda swagnishikamiva. I shall surely go and abduct the beautiful Rukmini, and I shall kill all the kings. And just like fire is extracted out of the fire stick during the yaga, I shall take away that Rukmini from Vidarbha and I shall marry her. And so Bhagavan finds out the date and calls his charioteer Daruka to take him. And within overnight, they reach from Dwaraka to Vidarbha overnight in a fast moving chariot. And then all the preparations are happening in Vidarbha Nagara for the wedding of the princess. Bhishmaka Raja is so happy, making all the arrangements, and all the guests have all arrived. Shishupala has arrived, and our Rukmini Mata is dressed beautifully. Susnatam Sudatim Kanyam Krita Kautuka Mangalam Atam Shukayugmena Bhushitam Bhushanottamaihi. The beautiful Rukmini Mata has had the ritualistic bath. She's wearing beautiful new silk sari with silk blouse, and she's decorated with beautiful jewelries. She's wearing the beautiful marriage ornament called Kautuka. It is tied on her wrist. And many Brahmanas are chanting the Vedas. The king is giving sumptuous gifts to everyone and welcoming everyone. And the city is so beautifully decorated. Golden arches are everywhere, beautiful lighting everywhere, golden pots filled with water everywhere, beautiful plantain trees and beautiful flowers. The streets are all swept well and clean, and all the people are dressed in holiday attire. And beautiful flags, multicolored flags are hung everywhere, banners are hung everywhere, and the whole city is so decked up. And Shishupala also arrives, and all are arrived in, but our Rukmini Devi is saying, where is my Krishna? He's not here yet. And she's thinking, I don't have enough punya, I think. Maybe Krishna does not like me. I'm very unfortunate person. Why hasn't he come yet? Like this, our Rukmini Devi is waiting and waiting and little bit concerned. And so, evam vadva pratikshantyaha govinda gamanam nripa vamu ururbujo netram asphuran priyabhashinaha. While she was waiting for Krishna and feeling somewhat worried that will Krishna even come, suddenly her left eye starts throbbing, her left thigh, left hand and body, all the left limbs start throbbing. And then Rukmini thinks this is good omen. I'm sure the Brahmana will come immediately. Little bit later, our Brahmana came back. Ada Krishna Vinidishtaha स एव द्विजसत्तमः अन्धपुरचरीं देवीं राजपुत्रीं ददर्शः. And Rukmini Devi met the Brahmana, and the Brahmana, just by his visible appearance, Rukmini Devi could say that he is bringing good tidings. Rukmini Devi, who is skilled in finding people's thoughts based on their external signs, Rukmini Devi could say, yes, he indeed brings good tidings. And so she is happy. And the Brahmana informs her, Tasya Vedayat Praptam Shashamsa Yadunandanam Uktacha Satyavachanam Atmopanainam Prati Tamagaram Samatnaya Vaidarbhim Prishtamanasa Na Pashyanti Brahmanaya Priyam Anyan Nanamasa. Brahmana said, our Krishna has come to the capital and is ready to carry you off. And the moment our Rukmini Devi heard this, she is overwhelmed with joy and could not think of any adequate present to give him, as though Bhagavan had said to the Brahmana, are you contented with everything you have? A Brahmana who does not covet anything, who does his swadharma and is satisfied with what he gets. If a Brahmana lives like this, I am very pleased with him. Didn't Bhagavan said that, right? So here Rukmini Devi, instead of giving him gold coin or gold mudras, she just did Dandavat Pranam. She did Pranam to the Brahmana and took his blessings. But by the blessing of Rukmini Mata, the Brahmana's family and the succeeding generations all attained progressive prosperity. So Rukmini Devi now is waiting. Now Bhagavan and Balramji also arrived. Shishupala and gang have arrived at Vidarbha Nagara. Now Bhagavan and Balram have arrived. Bhishmaka Raja welcomes them and gives them proper residences. Bhishmaka Raja thinks they have come to attend the wedding. He does not know anything else. So Bhagavan and Balramji are received by him and all are giving them grand welcome. The moment the citizens know that Krishna Balram have arrived, all the citizens are delighted and they all come outside to get a glimpse of Krishna Balram. Krishnam Agatama Kanya Vidarbha Puravasinaha Agatta Netranjalibihi Papustan Mukha Pankajam Papustan Mukha Pankajam. All of them are ready to see the beauty of Krishna and see his lotus-like face. Asyaiva bharya bhavitum rukminyarhati para Asavapyanavadhyatma Vaishmya Samuchitapadihi. They say Rukmini alone should be the wife of this Krishna. He should be the one, he should be her husband, not Shishupala. He is perfect in form and character. He is the only fit husband for Rukmini Devi. If we have any punya, let our Krishna marry Rukmini. Like this, they are all praying. Kinchit sucharitam yanna stena tushtastriloka kridi anugrinnadu vaidarbhya panim achyutaha. Like this, they are praying. All of them are wishing that Krishna will marry Rukmini. And so, all are ready. Now the time for the procession to the temple has come. Padbhyam viniryayav drashtum bhavanya pada pallavam सा चानुध्यायति सम्य मुकुंद चरणाम्बुजं यतवांग मातृभिः सार्धं सखीभिः परिवारिता गुप्ता राजभटैः शूरैः सन्नद्धैरुद्यतायुधैः मृदंग शंग पणवाः तूर्यवेद्यश्च जग्निरे. Our beautiful Rukmini Mata, with her mind immersed in Bhagavan, she is coming out of her palace and she is accompanied by elderly ladies. She is accompanied by all her aunts and all her friends, and she is observing the Vrata and she is walking in the procession. She is protected on all sides by the soldiers are all everywhere, and the sound of drums, the sound of percussion instruments, the Brahmanas chanting the Vedas, the many dancers are dancing, and many people are playing the veena, and all are in the procession like this. The Rukmini Devi is so beautifully dressed. All the ladies near her are also very auspicious looking, and they are wearing beautiful silk saris and dressed beautifully with long hair, with a lot of garlands, with beautiful chandana and tilaka, and all are looking most beautiful with different kind of jewelries, and all of them along with Mother Rukmini, they approach the Devi's temple. Our Rukmini Mata goes inside to the Devi temple and she prays to the beautiful divine Mother Parvati. Namasye Twambike Abhikshnam Swasantana Shiva Bhuyat Patirme Bhagavan Krishna Stadanu Modatam. Namasye Twambike Abhikshnam Swasantana Yutam Shiva. I bow down to you, O Mother Parvati. I bow down to your children Ganesha and Muruga. I bow down to you, O consort of Parameshwara. I please bow down to you and pray to you that may Krishna be my husband. Like this, our Rukmini Mata is praying to Parvati Mata, just like our Gopis pray to Kathyayani Mahamaye Mahayoginyadishwari. Nandagopa Sutam Devi Patime Kurute Mama. Like this, our Gopis had prayed and they got their wish fulfilled. Like this, our Rukmini Devi is also praying, may Krishna be my husband. And then Adbir Gandhakshadai Dupaihi Vasasrang Malya Bhushanehi Nanopahara Balibihi Pradipa Valibi Pratak. And worship was done to the divine beautiful mother with a combination of chandana, tilaka and akshada, with dhupa, deepa, harati, with lot of flowers and various food offerings, and all were offered to the mother, and worship is completed, and all the ladies give prasadam to Rukmini Devi, and then Rukmini Devi also gives gifts to all the ladies, and then slowly she comes out of the temple after the worship is over. Muni vratamata tyaktva nishchakrama ambika grihat pragrihya panina bhritya ratna mudropashobhina. After completing the varta, she comes out of the temple and holding a hand of another Sakhi, and her fingers are beautiful, and she's wearing beautiful golden rings. And then as she comes out, as Rukmini Devi comes out, how beautiful does she look? ताम देवमायामिव वीरमोहिनीं सुमध्यमां कुण्डलमण्डिताननां श्यामां निदम्बापितरत्नमेखलां रञ्जस्तनीं कुन्तलशङ्कितेक्षणां. So beautiful, our mother Rukmini. She's a world enchanting Maya. She's that Maya that deludes the whole world. Tam Deva Maya Miva Veera Mohini. All the Veeras, the heroes, their mind is immersed in delusion. They forgot everything. That Rukmini, when they saw her, they're completely deluded and they forgot what they are doing. Where are they? They are completely overcome by this moha. And so that Rukmini Sumadhyama has beautiful slender waist. She has a beautiful face which is shining like a mirror, and her earrings are reflected on her beautiful face. Shyamam Nidambarpita Ratna Megala. She has a beautiful waist ornament on her waist. Yanjastanim Kundala Shangitrikshana. She has beautiful body. She's a charming teenager, and she has lovely waist and loving smile. Shuchismita, beautiful loving smile. Bimba Paladaradyudi Shonaya Mana Dvija Kunda Kutmala. She has beautiful loving smile, and she has beautiful reddish lips, and her teeth are like jasmine and pure white, and her eyelashes are so restless. Her eyeballs are restless and moving from this corner to that corner of the eye, and they are so restless that they move to this corner and they may get lost in a beautiful hair that is falling on her face. Such lovely is her hair, and her teeth are shining like jasmine, and she's walking, she's gliding like a swan. Padachalantim kalaham sagaminim chinchat kalanupuradhama shobina. She's walking with her lovely feet, which are like lotuses. She's gliding like a swan as she's walking so gently, so gracefully, her nupura producing a tinkling sound. Such is the beauty of our Rukmini that all the kings assemble, they all fall down. They all fall down from their chariots, they fall down from their elephants, they fall down from their horses, and all the people are mesmerized by her beauty. Padachalantim kalaham sagaminim shinchat kalanupuradama shobina. And then Petukshido Gajaratashva Gatavi Muda Yatra Chalena Hare Arpayadim Swashobha. While walking on a beautiful feet, the feet look like lotus buds. So beautiful and so soft and so golden in color, with beautiful nupura in it, with beautiful nails which are shining. Each nail is shining like a Naka Chandramani. It is like shining like the moonlight. And so each toenail is shining like this. And as she's slowly walking, she's moving her hair little bit and seeing among all these people standing here, is my Krishna here? Where is my Krishna? So many thousands of people are over there, but as she moves her hair and she looks, at the same time Bhagavan also looks, and at the exact time her glance fall on Achyuta, and Achyuta, our Krishna's glance fall on her. At the exact time their eyes meet. Saivam Shalai Shalayati Chalapatma Koshau Praptim Tada Bhagavada Prasamikshamana Utsaja Vama Karajay Alakana Pangai Praptan Hriyakshadanrpa Dadrishi Achyutam Sa Tam Rajakanyam Rathamaru Rukshadim Jahara Krishno Dushata Samikshadam Ratham Samaropya Suparna Lakshanam Rajanya Chakram Paribhuya Madhavaha. And as Bhagavan saw her, she saw Bhagavan at the same time. And then Bhagavan saw my princess, she's so eager to be with me. I shall go and bring her. And he flies from his chariot. Bhagavan flies from nowhere, and with this beautiful lotus-like hands, he grabs her by her waist and he puts her in his chariot, and he starts going fast. Before anyone realized, all this happened in a flash. And Bhagavan, with his lovely hands, he grabbed mother by her tender waist, he placed her on his chariot, and he started driving. Ratam Samaropya Suparna Lakshanam, just like Garuda would attack his enemies, Bhagavan, ignoring with contempt all the other kings, with beautiful gentle smile, he looks at Rukmini and takes her. Here he's smiling, there he's showing anger to the kings and the enemies, like that. So many rasas our Krishna has. And so he took our mother Rukmini, Tadoyayo Rama Purogamayishanehi, Srigala Madhyadiva Bhagavrit Harihi, taking what his share is, as a lion would take its share, and let the jackal look at it with contempt, and ignoring the jackal's attack, the lion will take its share and run away. Like that, our Bhagavan took our mother Rukmini and he boldly started driving the chariot and he ran. Tam manina swabhibhavam yashakshayam pare jarasandha vashana sehire ahodik asmanya atadanvana kopaividam kesarinam mrigairiva. And so all of them saw Bhagavan has abducted Rukmini, and so all of them follow Rukmini Devi to all the kings, they all follow. Balramji goes behind Krishna to protect him. And all the kings like Jarasandha, Shishupala, then Dantavaktra, and all Poundraka, all of the evil kings are all Shishupala's friends. They all try to pursue them and try to stop, but Bhagavan has gone so fast, nobody can stop him. Rukmi, however, catches on to Krishna, and Rukmi is chasing him, and Rukmi stopped Krishna. Then he starts attacking, and Rukmi sends arrows and weapons after Bhagavan. Bhagavan also replies, sends arrows and attacks Rukmi. And at the point, Bhagavan is about to kill Rukmi. It's almost there, but our Rukmini Mata, who is so tender-hearted, begs to Bhagavan, says, Krishna, please spare my brother. Drishtva bhratrivadodhyogam Rukmini bhayavihvala patitva padayor bhartuhu uvacha karunam sati yogeshwara prameyatman deva deva jagatpade bandhumnarhasi kalyana bhrataram me mahabhuja. Krishna is my brother, Krishna would true. So Bhagavan let Rukmi go. He spared the life of Rukmi. Balramji comes, and Balramji is consoling Rukmini Devi. He says everything happens according to the will of Ishvara, who can control. Please do not be upset. Please, and then Balramji gives good counsel to Rukmini Devi. Her mind is composed, and she gets some viveka, and she composes herself. And then Bhagavan now comes to Dwaraka, and beautiful Dwaraka, Devaki Amma is so delighted, such a beautiful daughter-in-law has come. And so Vasudeva makes all the arrangement. The city is decorated so beautifully, and all the gods are also attending the wedding. The city is decorated, all the roads are all swept nice and clean. Beautiful plants are arranged everywhere. Beautiful lights are put everywhere. Beautiful colored flags are hanging everywhere. Beautiful banners and festoons are everywhere. Beautiful ladies dressed in beautiful saris. Beautiful men wearing holiday attire, and all are looking so cheerful. Our Krishna is getting married. So it's Krishna's marriage. The whole city is so happy because they all love their Krishna. They have so much, unconditional love to their Krishna. So the whole city is celebrating, not only here, but at the gods up there, Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, Lord Skanda and Ganesha, and Surya Bhagavan, and Ashwini Devatas, and all the rishis, all the great rishi patnis, all the great rivers, all of them have assembled and performed the beautiful vivaha. Just like our during our Radha Kalyanam, all the ladies will be dressed nicely. They will bring all Shir Bhakshanam and carry one by one and place it on the altar, and keep huge Parpatenga cones, and decorate Bhagavan with beautiful, colorful garlands, with Tulsi garland, with lotus garland, with rose garlands, put the beautiful Mangalya, and put beautiful sari and beautiful veshti for Bhagavan, and have divine tirthas, and have beautiful akshada and pushpa, lot of flowers like this. Our satsangis perform beautiful Radha Kalyanam by the grace of our Gurunatha. Like that, all the people are celebrating our Rukmini Vivaha, and so